to get out, you termite.
Do you listen nice, or do I tell your husband you think he's a checkbook with the gout?
You haven't got anything on me.
Paper napkin with "I love you, Lou," written in lipstick. A platinum watch engraved "To Ducky from Wucky."
But nobody would believe I was Wucky.
How about the jeweler? He's a very good friend of mine.
What do you want?
25,000.00.
Why, you know all the cash I get is $2 a week for gum.
You're yield plenty in the eyes department.
So it's my jewelry you want.
Only temporary. You well insured. Hand them over. Say they were stole. My syndicate recovers them, gives them back to the insurance company. We get a reward, and you get your jewelry back.
Why, that's dishonest.
But very popular these days, my darling. Such a deal was consummated only last night. You read, of course, that Mrs. Laird got clean good.
Yeah?
One of our boys did that. A French count. Very good man.
I don't believe you.
Got fine references.
For instance?
Case Abel's good enough for you?
Don't tell me Case Abels is in on this.
Sister, he invented it.
How do I know you're telling me the truth?
Supposing I showed you a little proof. Mrs. Laird's ruby clips. Recognize them?
Why, yes. The Colonel was going to buy them for me.
Speaking of the Colonel, do we have a deal?
Reach.
What is this?
Any more talk and I'll plug you. Hand over those clips. Put them in your handkerchief. Those fingerprints will come in handy. Both of you stick here for 10 minutes. Don't forget I got enough on you to hang you.
What is this, a frame-up?
He can't do that to me. He don't belong to the guild.
And that's final. If you local detectives can't do anything about it, I'll call the FBI.
Now, don't get excited, Colonel. We're working on it. We've got a terrific clue.
Then why don't you do something about it?
The number on the card is indistinct. We're in touch with the Social Security people in Washington. Yeah? Yeah? Well, get on it right away. Thank you.
Well?
That was Washington. It's going to take a little time to trace.
Oh, and because they got red tape? My wife's got to go around naked. Get me J. Edgar Hoover.
Oh, they're calling in J. Edgar Hoover. Well, good. We need some law enforcement in this community. Okay, Bill, thanks. Well, boys, they're calling in the G-men. That'll teach whoever it is not to compete with Case Abels.
Will it?
What do you want?
I thought you might be interested in this.
Where'd you get that?
That's the guy. Recognize his voice.
Not so fast. There's another clip all covered with his thumbprints. The cops get it with a letter if I don't get back in an hour.
Well, a little hyped up, ain't you, Pinks?
I certainly am. I got you right in the hen house.
I ain't in on nothing.
Yeah, that ain't the way I heard it.
Look, Case, I ain't holding no bags.
Shut up. Maybe there won't be no bags.
Maybe not.
You could use a little cash, couldn't you?
Maybe. There's something else I could use more.
Such as what?
Such as this club tomorrow night.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
I want to take the joint over for a private party.
Who's giving it?
Me.
You. I really am mixed up.
I'm very clear. Vintage champagne, caviar, the best, see, and on you. And you invite the guests.
What guests?
The best people in town, but especially a guy named Decatur Reed.
And if I do?
You get the clip and everything back.
Well, it's wacky, but it's a deal. And you keep your part.
If you keep yours, I got the invitation all figured out. Take it. You are cordially invited to attend a supper party in honor of Her Highness, Saturday, the 11th of January at the Florida Club. Signed, Augustus Pinkerton II.
Who's that?
That's me.
At the Florida Club, signed Augustus Pinkerton II. Oh, I don't believe it. It's quite a few other people.
Well, what are we so upset about? No screwier than usual.
Anyway, nobody's going to go to said party. A lady flanged this cable right out of a car window into my lap.
It's beginning to get clear that Pinks has been engaging in some extra-legal activities.
What's all the fuss?
Nothing except Pinks is throwing a sortie at the Florida Club.
I know.
Oh, she knows. You'd think he flung one every day.
Violet, it smells uncomfortable.
Pinks knows what he's doing. Pinks knows what he wants. We can't interfere.
It's all very confusing.
It's all very clear. Pinks is trying to save Her Highness's life. So what if he borrowed a dress and a few trinkets to do it?
So what? Means 20 years.
Yes, could even be in a federal sneezer, which can be very unpleasant.
Listen to me. Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right, I don't know. All I do know is the colors come back to her face and her eyes aren't dull and dead.
Maybe the cops won't see it that way.
If it's a crime to save her life, so okay. It's a crime. That ain't up to us.
Yes, but what about him ruining his whole life?
Yeah, and where's he going to stop?
Ask somebody else those questions.
Fellow who invented love. Maybe he knows, I don't.
Well, nobody can argue with that.
Except me.
Why don't you all help instead of blabbering?
What do you want us to do?
It's up to us to see that the party's the biggest success since the World's Fair.
We gotta help Pink save her life.
We gotta make this whole town turn out.
Gentlemen, she's right.
'Cause if we don't, boys, we'll never be able to have a decent dream again.
Order. Order, gentlemen. Let us hear from the chairman of the Committee on Arrangements.
We will have a terrific game. Through bartenders, barbers, shoeshine boys, bell captains, etc., we have spread the rumor that this party is for Her Highness, the Princess of Carolia.
Well, who is the Princess of Carolia?
That is Gentleman George's department.
She is a royalty-type cookie off in whom I snatched a pearl lavalier in my youth. She lives in Puerto Rico now.
Now the chairman on the Decatur Reed Committee, Mr. Nicely Johnson.
But he ain't going to come.
What do you mean?
Give me one good reason why not.
His valet informs me he's going to be on the meet at Palm Beach with another doll.
Oh, dear.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we get a pancake with a voice like a chocolate soda to call him on the telephone, say she's Gloria, and invite him to the party.
Such a female party I have the telephone number of.
Gentlemen, the motion is out of order.
Why?
Because Decatur Reed now knows that Her Highness is somewhat damaged goods.
That's right. We could appeal to his sympathy.
Said Glamour Boy is strictly the no-sympathy type.
Well, I move we persuade him.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Nicely, and Horse Thief are appointed chairman and vice chairman, respectively, of the Persuade Decatur Reed Committee.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, but what about us boys?
Yeah, what can we do to help?
How do we fit in?
Order, gentlemen. We constitute a committee of the whole to see to it that no interruptions mar the festivities, such as, to wit, the police.
Yeah, and we'll all wind up in stripes.
Yeah, I think
Order. The chair makes a motion that love is the most important thing. All those in favor?
Aye!
Meeting adjourned.
Hello. Hey, what is this? Hold up? Please, Mr. Reed, such language. We merely wish to borrow you for a few hours.
Borrow me? Are you kidding? I'm late for an important reception in Palm Beach.
You're right about the reception, but it's not at Palm Beach. Get in that car and cease the dialogue.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't make with the fist. I was a contender for the middleweight championship of the world in 1927.
You never had a look in.
Oh, yeah? I would have had that diamond belt if I hadn't have broken my pinky. No, you don't.
Take your hand off.
Horse Thief, I apologize. I forgot all about your pinky.
That's all right, Nicely. I prefer to forget what might have been.
My dear, I hear on excellent authority it's really the Princess of Carolia. No. How do you know?
My bootblack told me.
I do hope we aren't late.
Do you think Her Highness has arrived yet?
Magnificent. Simply magnificent.
Oh, exquisite. Exquisite. Feathington, Ramsbottom, Chichester, and, yes, Tiffington Smile.